Hey guys, so this is part two. Sorry, I had to answer an important call on part one. So anyway, I got the job with the Advanced Auto Parts doing deliveries. The ankle at that time was still okay, the joint, and but I did notice it was still stiff even after the 13 weeks of the physiotherapy. Um, but anyway, I think I overdid it though, because I kept kind of ignoring the pain, and I was just taking Tylenol. Like, it started like two Tylenol, three Tylenol, four Tylenol, and then the joint kind of locked up one day. It was just like, yeesh. I didn't notice anything like all of a sudden, all at once. It was just gradual. And so now I had the X-ray probably from about five and a half months before, and so I had a follow-up visit with my orthopedic surgeon. So I went in, and they did another X-ray. And so anyway, so I'm back in the waiting room, waiting for the doctor to come back in and the results. So now he comes back in, and he says, "Well, he goes, he brings them up on his screen. He goes, 'This is what you look like 6 months ago, and this is what it looks like now.' And basically, the joint collapsed. Walking on screws." So now I'm like, okay, great. And they warned me though. They did say that the odds were not very good. And it also showed in the X-ray that basically the hardware, the screws kind of like shifted and pulled out because it was just didn't hold together, and it didn't heal either. Because I don't know. It was just a lot of damage right there. So, anyway, I would suggest if anybody tells you, and your doctors tell you that your ankle probably doesn't have a good prognosis, to work again properly, or you're always going to have problems, or you won't be able to run. If you're a runner, you're not going to be able, to get back to work. A lot of strenuous activities, like pushing wheelbarrows around, or lifting tires or something. Go for a fusion and save yourself like almost a year. I mean, granted, I was getting around, that entire time, but it was, in the end, it was painful. So now, start a fusion. I consider that kind of the start of the fusion too. So now, with that, I did have Social Security as a dark horse, and so basically, the Social Security called me one day, right after the X-rays, or right before the X-rays actually, and I said, "Oh, matter of fact, I have an appointment with my doctor the following day." She says, "Oh, well, let me make sure you get those results to me." And okay, so I emailed those over to her, the pictures, the X-rays, the whole thing. And so now, about 10 days after that, she mailed me a letter saying that she wanted me to have a visit with one of their doctors. Okay, fine. And then so now I go to one of their doctors, and if you ever been to a Social Security physical, it was all that. And he says, "Okay, well, now let me have you stand tippy toes on your right foot." And at the time I was using a cane. So I go, "Well, I'll have to use the cane for that." I couldn't even do it with the cane. I got up and the cane was just shaking, and I was just like, "Oh, no, that's not going to happen." And make a long story short, he asked me a few more questions, like what drugs I was taking, and what amounts. At the time I was taking Tramadol and gabapentin, and just nerve blocker pain and stuff, what I could get from my primary care doctor. So this is just kind of like masking the symptoms of the, it was starting to get painful, but it wasn't, basically if I stayed off it, I didn't have pain. But if I tried to use it, I would have pain, and I would have to get it off, pretty quick. And it was a heavy limping, and I'd have to use my cane and crutches and a knee scooter. Thank God for knee scooters. Knee scooters are great. These little suckers right here, they're super good for the job. So now I make a meeting with another orthopedic surgeon in Tampa, and so anyway, I had my you want to talk about jumping through hoops to get a surgery. Oh my God. So I had to get a clearance letter, Quest Diagnostics to run all my blood to make sure I'm not diabetic, I'm not alcoholic, I don't have diseases. So smoker, don't be a smoker. Don't drink too heavy, or if at all. Don't be overweight. Obesity and diabetes are just as bad as smoking, even worse. So make a long story short, all those were going through, the test came back, finally everything came back fine. A couple of things went missing, things like that. I had to get things resubmitted. Finally, I had the surgery date for, it was August 23rd, just about, 10 days ago now. 10 days ago. So now what was done was a ankle fusion, and this guy did a super job. You can message me and I'll tell you his name if you're in the Tampa Bay area. But anyway, he did such a great job. It even feels right now. Like before, when they did it first, it even trying to, it just always felt off. Didn't feel straight, aligned, or comfortable even. It always felt like crooked somehow. But this, it feels like pluck, like right back on where it was supposed to be. But this is a ankle fusion. So now I am 10 days post-op. And then I go in on the September 5th, which will be like 13 days post-op. And that's when I'll get a hard cast on the ankle. Now, the timeline of that is 6 weeks. 6 weeks in the hard cast. And of course, depending on x-rays, they want to see that nice little, what do you call it? Kind of like that white mist that starts growing between the, the joint there. That's your new bone coming in. Now, I'm praying to God that everything's going to heal back and I'm going to have no problem healing. But sometimes you get a thing called non-unions or malunions or something, and I just hope, see, right now is a very important time where hopefully the bone heals together. The talus, the top of the foot, the talus, and the bottom of the tibia have to unite to become one, and that's your fusion. Everything else is healed, like all the tendons, all the nerves, all the blood vessels, all the skin, everything's back. So I don't know, maybe I would have had to go through all that anyway, but everything's back. So now now come Thursday, September 5th, 2024, hopefully I get good news. So that's where I'm going to leave it for now, and I'm going to update you guys, and I'll update you the whole thing. But it's after that, it's like 6 weeks in the cast, 6 weeks in a boot, or longer, and then physio, and then we go from there, and the x-rays, and then the doctor will tell me when I can drive. Like right now I can't even drive, so no non-weight bearing for sure. All right, guys. I'll catch up with you next time. I'll let you know September 5th. Bye for now.